Bob Weir and the Grateful Dead as a whole have such a hold on so many of us who call the Bay Area home, myself one of them. Dennis McNally, another. And Dennis, thank you for joining us today. For those who don't know, you are like the official biographer of the Dead. You knew them all personally. You're kind of like the ultimate insider. Your book came out, Long Strange Trip. When did Long Strange Trip come out, by the way, the book that you are so well known for?
2002, actually. It's hard to believe it's been so long back. Um, but yeah, one of you have had a number of people. One of them remarked that the voice is gone, and that's what struck me particularly today. I mean, it was strange enough yesterday to get the news, but as it sinks in, it just occurred to me that Phil and Jerry and now Bob, and the band is great, and the music will go on. There are 800 cover bands, but the voice is it's going to be different.
And speaking of the music going on, one of the things that Bob was very clear about in these last several years was this legacy. I mean, we just had the 60th anniversary here in Golden Gate Park. Interestingly enough, he had just been diagnosed with cancer a month before that. He took the stage for those shows knowing he had cancer. He beat that cancer, apparently. The details are still coming out from family members and those who knew him. And then he succumbed to complications in his lung, probably from that. But through this whole period, he'd been becoming more and more clear about this notion of a legacy, and he felt he had a responsibility at this stage of his life to ensure this legacy would continue to go on after they were all no longer with us. Can you share a little of what you've heard him say about that?
Well, it's not only that the legacy go on, but that it go on in this truly creative way. His most recent setup was called the Wolf Pack, where he had horns and a cello and a full band. And I called it Bob Weir's Big Band, and it was a way of listening to Grateful Dead music in a different way. And that's Bobby. He was stubborn and an individualist and creative, and devoted to all that. And God bless him.
Yeah, I think very well put. One last thing I'll share is, right before we came to this story, we were talking about the Niners. George Kittle had written on his socks today, apparently, Dead Forever. And I think whether someone is a Dead fan or cannot make sense of why people love them so much, we all seem to be bound to find somebody who you would not expect to be a devoted lover of what these guys did. It's such a mark on the Bay. If there's anything you can say about Bob's lasting legacy, as he was born and raised here in San Francisco, and his legacy for this city while we're mourning him. Any thoughts on that legacy as it relates to San Francisco?
Well, he loved the city as all the band did, and it's the legacy of the Grateful of the city going back to the gold rush is a tolerance for craziness, a welcoming of freedom, which is why hippies came, and then gay people came, and so forth and so on. And God knows Bob lived that legacy, and we'll press it on.
Dennis, thank you so much. And thank you for also helping to keep that legacy going with your writing. Thank you so much on this day. It's been tough for a lot of people I know.